What up, YouTube? This is Tony the Tactical Tiger, aka NARS, aka Infinity Curve, and David wanted me to look at this game real quick. Uh, I'm not gonna lie, Tobes. I was pretty disappointed when I saw this game. I know you're capable of doing much better. I know this was a 3-minute game, which I recommend against. And for the last week or so, I've actually been following my own advice. I haven't been playing any Blitz. I got a tournament coming up, so no Blitz. Doing some lead chess puzzles, some chess tempo endgames every day. Anyway, let's get started. E4 and B6. So I'm not crazy at all about B6. Now, if this was something David studied a lot and had in his repertoire, okay. But I mean, B6, it's just kind of, the queen can never come out on this diagonal. It's true, it solves the problem of the light squared bishop for a black, which is an issue in a lot of openings. The French, even some Sicilians. But I don't know, it's kind of inflexible, and it just gives white the center right away, which he doesn't quite take. Um, Still a chance to play c5, and I guess this is some kind of weird Sicilian. I don't know if I could recommend that though, but David just fianchettos, knight c3. Now he's going for the double fianchetto, which is okay, but it's a little inflexible. Pretty much have one option for your bishops, but you do solve the problem of your bishops, so that's good. But you're giving white the space advantage, and you have to be kind of precise about how to strike in the center. I mean, you can't just let white totally take the center. White doesn't play d4 for some reason, plays bishop c4. David fianchettos other bishop, and okay, here's the moment I'm disappointed about. David plays bishop takes on c3, which amazingly has been played in one game before, as you can see here, by two 2100s, which is just shocking. But I mean, even in a 3-minute game without, oh, this is a 3-2 game. So David played this with he played this in 1 second or 3 seconds, I guess, because he's gaining 2 seconds. But this is just ridiculous. Why are you playing chess if you're going to play this fast? And having played like probably 15,000 bullet games, maybe I'm not one to talk, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. I have no excuse for playing all that bullet, but I mean, you can just see, okay, this could be calculated even in a bullet game. You could see, okay, at the very least, check. He can take back, and then if you kick this knight, um, well, there's a cool tactic here actually, but at the very least, he can take your knight and escape with this guy. And material is equal, but I mean, this is just horrible. Um, but beyond that, even there's this cool tactic winning the queen. Bang, bang. Can't be taken because of this, and it's curtains for black. So, not to mention, this is also a good move. I mean, it's a little harder to calculate. Maybe you might think that this is okay, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to do a deep analysis of this because this is like a BS 3-minute game. I'm not going to use the engine here. I briefly looked at the engine, but the point is not to like calculate all these variations, but just to see like you have to address this threat. Not to mention that this is not even a really good move anyway. Why would you give up your nice dragon bishop here for this knight, which is aiding white's development, after this. Now this bishop's coming out. Just black has absolutely nothing here. So this is just a terrible move. It's just terrible. I mean, sometimes if the d pawn's gone and you can give white all of a sudden this two c pawns and an a pawn, 2 pawn islands, in certain circumstances, yeah. But there's just no reason at all to allow this. You could play knight h6. You could play e6. I would probably play e6 here, hitting this knight. And yeah, this knight g4 move is knight g5 move is just a garbage move. And why would you want to let white get away with that? So yeah, very disappointed by this bishop takes move, which amazingly has been played uh, by some higher rated players, although white still won, of course. Um, H6 is another blunder. Um, I mean, understandable. I mean, it's already lost, but H6 allows this tactic I showed before. It works now because the queen is now open. Um, but you can see that. I mean, it's a 3 minute game, so there's lots of mistakes going on. And yeah, I don't really have too much commentary. E5 is another kind of risky move because the queen can come in, as it did later in the game with dramatic effect. And there's really no good discoveries because mate is threatened. So, um, but White didn't play that yet, and now he played it. King G7 was called for to avoid mate, but instead the king went here, and it's immediate mate. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of disappointed by this game. It just seemed like David is screwing around, and yeah, just not his proudest moment. I don't say this to be mean. I know David has much higher potential than this game demonstrated. So I'm actually going to do a 3-1 here, just so I don't have to stop. Um, so let's jump into the next game. This will be another 3-1, just like the last one. So here David's black again. This time he plays the Scandinavian. Again, I'm going to keep repeating that you should really play the same openings over and over until you're like 2000. I mean, that's what I've done. I mean, maybe have two openings, but don't just play like six different openings against e4. You're never going to really master any of them. Takes, retreats all the way back. I kind of don't respect this line too much. It's kind of chicken, but I mean, it does get black into a line where probably white hasn't studied a whole lot of theory and both sides can just develop. Although white is going to have an advantage. I don't like e6. It's kind of why not get this bishop outside the pawn chain like here? Um, yeah, not and don't like e6. Knights before bishops. I would recommend this first, just on general principle. But okay. And then h5. This is another kind of game. I'm just like, what the heck? What does this have to do with anything? You're gonna like throw your h bar pawn up the board with like no pieces developed, and white having all his pieces developed with your bishop locked in with no knights out. I just don't get it. And he just keeps going. Okay, finally develops a knight, but the knight's pinned, and there's no h6 to block it out. And he just keeps going. I mean, there's no reason that white can't even take this pawn. Um, I mean, obviously, black's not going to castle kingside, and this rook is not really doing anything and just kind of hanging out to dry. So yeah, I don't understand this at all. Um, Instead, knight e5 was played. I don't see why. Okay, if you're not gonna take, at least play here. And this pawn is not really doing anything. You're not gonna mate here because the king's going the other way. But so I don't really understand that. It's giving black unnecessary chances. Um, yeah, and here this move would have been killer, putting just way too much pressure on here. Um, yeah, there's really no, there wasn't a cute line here. Again, I'm not using the engine here, but let's see. What's the knockout punch here? Well, let's take once. So pawn takes. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not really sure actually. I'm not sure why this is so good. Again, I'm not using the engine. I mean, you don't have to take here because this is defended so many times. Oh, I think you just maybe take once and then muscle through with this. Maybe. It certainly doesn't look good for David. If takes, then this looks really bad. Maybe takes here. I mean, yeah, it just looks really, really bad. But okay, f4 was played instead. There's really no reason not to just do this because now we have a rook coming here, and the king is, yeah, this king is just screwed. Do you really want to come up into here? Anyway, instead, queen took. Oh yeah, and here was a really cute motif. Um, Queen h2 is played, but instead, how about this? Takes. Queen can't take because the knight is there, so pawn takes. Check here and mate. Oh no, there was something even cuter later. But yeah, so that's what should have been done. Um, but instead, Queen h2 is also perfectly good. Rook b8. I mean, this is. Oh yeah, here's. Wait, no, this is not it, is it? Oh yeah, this is it. No. Does this work too? I think this does work too. Oops. No, not that. I think you can do a queen sack here. Yeah, where's the defense? There's no defense. Yeah. So that would have been cool. Yeah, again, this could be done. Nice cheeky move, just moving the rook over, no defense. Um, yeah, this is just mate, isn't it? Yeah, there's a bunch of mate ones that white missed here. Finally, he mates. So that game was also disappointing. Um, yeah, this h4 move. This just isn't chess. It's like it's not chess in my opinion. It's just terrible. Okay. Last but not least, let's look at the c3 Sicilian game David played. I played d4, but knight f3 is also good. And yeah, this is not correct. You're not in the position to play here yet because of this situation. And this is like there is a knight a3 line, but you don't play knight a3 here. If he takes right away, you have to take back. This is good. This is a good position. And then I think this is line here, here, here. If you want to get sacrificial, you can even play this, I think. Yeah, and just get a huge development lead. But normal is here. He's going to have to take because you're hitting his queen. You take. He goes here, here. And now he has to be careful about bishop c4. So actually, already I think this is... Is there something wrong here? If he trades, okay, he can trade queens and have a nice development lead. This is better for white. I don't remember the theory exactly. What does he do about this? I think he can just castle. No, this is already wrong. Already white has a nice advantage. Um, hmm. Yeah, knight takes or queen takes. Both good. Let's look at the master games instead. No, this has never been played, so that means, yeah. Um, Sorry, let me look at this again. Here. Hey, E5 is a mistake. I think this is the move here. Yeah, you don't even have to deal with this. I think I'm getting the opening variation wrong, but you can see this is very good for white. But when someone takes your pawn, like unless you have a gambit line studied, just take the pawn back. Um, there's Yeah, just take the pawn back. I mean, this is like beginner shit, man. Um, okay, why not threaten to take a rook and queen? White has to deal with that. And now White's just let's count 2 pawns down for nothing. He's not getting this. He's, I guess, tiny bit ahead in development, but it's not worth 2 pawns, that's for sure. I mean, castling queenside seems unnecessarily risky. I mean, I don't know, I would castle kingside here, but okay, castle queenside. I mean, black's played this strange move, so now white does have a nice development lead. With a threat, and if here, well, this is just horrible for black. He's totally losing. Um, so yeah, this is a very good move, David. I like this a lot. Also with this threat, and oh, actually here I should point out this is computer assisted, but it's something I would at least look at in the long game for sure. That sacking the exchange. Yeah, white doesn't really want to go this way. Is pretty good. Hitting the rook. If the rook moves, well, at the very least we can do this and win the exchange back. But yeah, this just doesn't look good for well, for one thing, how about this move? Threatening mate on the spot. Maybe he has to do this to get at a mate. But hmm. Check here. Can't throw in this because the knight is there. Hmm. Check here, check. Here. Do you want to do that? Hmm. I'm not sure exactly what's happening, but maybe here. Yeah, I don't know about this a3. Oh yeah, actually I do know about this a3. About this check. If here, check here, check here. Hmm. How about this threatening mate? Threatening rook here, mate. Takes here. Now this is mate. Yeah, this kind of feels. This is much more enjoyable than actually looking at the engine. I might be making all sorts of tactical variations. I think maybe like I've discovered a key here making this video. Just like play a bunch of variations out. Like that's the amazing great thing about Lee chess. It saves it as variations. And I'm sure I'm making all sorts of blunders and there's all sorts of like better moves. But yeah. Anyway, so the sacrifice was working, but knight e5 is also a great move. I mean, I don't see what White's doing about this. Does he have to play this? It's just really bad. Maybe this is the best move. I don't know. But he just misses the threat altogether, and the game is soon over. Yeah, this is very, very well played, and White's going to be 2 pieces and a rook, so 11 points of material ahead with this Black King going to get mated soon. So that was a pretty good game, although the opening, yeah, I don't know. David he just can't be happy unless he's like sacrificing something in the opening. I don't know whether he's just bored with chess in general without something crazy happening, but I don't know. My recommendation, David, is find some like really solid, boring player who's like develops all his pieces and like is super slow and stodgy. Like, forget this crazy gambit style. This is like really not the way to play chess. Like, I totally disagree with it. Unless you want to spend like a ton of time studying gambits, don't just play like a random sacrifice of pawns because you've done that every single game. Either pawns or whole pieces or your F pawn. Like, yeah, very bad. And again, I say this out of love, not to be a jerk, um, and not like saying that I'm such a great player. But I mean, one of the things I do try to do is, cover all my bases and not just blunder a bunch of stuff in the opening. So anyway, I'm looking forward to doing this tournament with you. Me and David are going to be playing in the same tournament, David and I should say, in New Jersey, and I'm very much looking forward to that. So I will see you guys in future videos. Take it easy.